Hello Libra, welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. This is your weekly tarot reading for April 5th through April 11th. So let's take a look and see what's going on for you guys. And as we go forward with this, I'm giving a little caveat because here's what's true. There is a lot of energy that's being repeated, and I don't mean repeated. What I mean is that's consistent thread in between one reading and the next. And what I mean by that is we're going to see a lot of energy that has to do with like stagnancy, new life, renewal, maybe the death card, maybe some different things that are coming up. So a lot of these are going to be pretty similar because this is happening and affecting us globally. So some of these energies, however, are going to be somewhat similar. However, we're all going to be behaving with them a little differently as we translate what's happening with us through the lens of our particular zodiac sign. So let's take a look and see what is going on for Libra. And thank you so much for your patience. We've had technical difficulties and I'm going to keep pushing through it because it is what it is. And what else do we have to do, right? So I did want to be of service and let you guys come and see what, for those that are on my Facebook, so you guys have an opportunity to see what it looks like on my YouTube. However, on the YouTube, you have an opportunity to see the cards actually spread out with the camera picture in picture. So thanks for hanging out with me on this one. I might even play with a new deck. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm actually been inspired to play with this new deck. All right, here we go. So Libra, this is for you. Because this deck is falling apart, this other one. And if I don't like it, I don't like it. Let me make sure we have sound because I had sound issues earlier. Okay, here we go. All right, Libra, game on. Palace of Swords, King of Swords, Two of Coins. Interesting. So do you have like, are you juggling a little too much? Two of Coins is a Capricorn card, Ace of Cups. We have the World card as well. Let's take a look and see what's playing out for us. So faith. So here's the thing that I see for you is I'm seeing that you guys are definitely having some interesting energies. Your High Priestess card is showing up. And what I mean by the High Priestess is you're starting to feel like your intuition is firing. So for those of you that are out there, Virgo, I'm definitely seeing as if maybe you're picking up on senses or signs. And like I was saying earlier, we do have the Hermit card. And the Hermit is all about isolation. Definitely got the Tower card for you guys. So Libra is definitely feeling as if things are kind of falling apart. We do have the Six of Swords. And so as you're moving forward, you're being very clear on the direction that it is that you want to take. Virgo was definitely feeling as if they were overwhelmed, but Libra is playing with the Six of Swords. And that's us feeling as if we have to go forward with weapons at the ready. You also have the Fool card, the World card, and this is you trying to bring all of these things back into balance, right? You have the Ace of Cups, so that tells me that you're definitely feeling like there's love surrounding you. You have the Two of Coins. This is definitely juggling, feeling as if you're not quite sure how you're going to make things go in one way or the other. We do have the Hierophant card or the Faith card, and this is faith, okay? Definitely leaning on and finding your spirituality. You have the High Priestess. This is relying on your intuition, relying on your spiritual knowledge, and relying on your spirit to tell you what it is that you feel you need to do. I'm also seeing a lot of impulsive stuff here, so don't make any impulsive purchases this coming week. This is being childlike with your money, or maybe it's you noticing how childlike you've been with your money before these events had prior occurred for us. We do have the King of Swords, and what that references is you need to take, I hate using the word need. Nobody likes to be told what to do, right? So the King of Swords is you finding that need within you to start making decisions for your financial wealth, being the one to make those decisions and not being at the whim of other people. I am seeing the Seven of Wands though. So if you notice here, this is a defensive standpoint. And what I mean by that is you definitely feel like you've got your weapons behind you and you feel defensive. And so at this point, we're definitely feeling as if we're backed into a corner. We're feeling as if people are coming at us and elements are coming at us and we're not quite sure how we want to move forward with this. So Queen of Cups, like, dude, I don't know if you're feeling significantly more emotional than you have been prior, but if you pair the High Priestess, okay? Ooh, I like the little line on the bottom of this. It says, darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery. One of my favorite quotes is, there's all the love you need in the darkness you run from. And here's what's true, is that's all about you doing your shadow work, healing the inner child, etc. But darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery. So this is your intuition card. This is your spirituality card right here. So you're starting to find strength in your faith. Okay? Highly emotional right now. Definitely feeling as if your emotions are all over the place. I do have an interesting thing here right now. This is the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is about too many options. So I don't know, you know how they say you've had 9 meals today since you've been on quarantine. So for some of us, the Nine of Cups is us having too many options, not knowing quite which direction that we want to take things. That's the Two of Coins, which is that unstructured, not quite sure what we want to do, and being very cautious with our money. I also see the Palace of Swords. So this is all about our decision making and building a stronger home based on education, basing our decision. The Hermit card, and the Hermit is isolation. It's about education. It's about knowledge. It's about trusting ourselves. I always say sometimes the Hermit tells us when to make decisions without getting input from someone else, and perhaps that's what you need to do right now, because you have so many cards that are referencing your intuition, your spirituality, your faith. And so it's telling you that as you're in this isolation, for you to take this opportunity to start making decisions for yourself and not be relying on outward sources or other people's information. Well, let's pull some cards for you from my Mystic Dreamer and see what is going on for you emotionally. So this is what I call the Libra moon reading. So for those of you that are in astrology, you recognize that Libra moon is all about how you think and how you feel, not necessarily about how you interact with your lover, but this is how you interact within all relationships and how you're processing that information. So let's take a look and see what's going on for Libra. Libra moon. Eight of Swords. So Libra's feeling a little overwhelmed. So even though you're not showing this outwardly, this is the Eight of Swords. That's drama, feeling like there's overwhelm, being like constantly backed into a corner with that. We do have the Five of Pentacles. You have the Nine of Wands. You did have the Nine of Wands in the other deck. Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands. The Moon card. So here's the thing about Libra. And you have the Nine of Cups. Notice all those nines. A good number for Libra right now is the 9. So here's the Nine of Cups, which is overwhelmed, too many options. Nine of Cups, my bad. And then you have the Nine of Wands, fatigue, tired of doing things the same thing over and over again, repetition, redundancy, feeling fatigued. And there's that Seven of Wands. Look at you guys. So you're pretty consistent between one deck and the other. And this is you having your weapons out. Let me see if this is still here on top of the deck. Yep, Seven of Wands. Similar energy, right? Seven of Wands in 2 different decks. So I'm going to say that the biggest thing that Virgo or Libra should be watching out for is having this defensive stance. So it's absolutely okay for you to be defensive. Just make sure you don't stay there in a place of attack. And what I mean from that is sometimes it's a passive aggressive stance when we're being defensive and we're not listening. One of my favorite quotes is, well, honesty is only brutal when you don't like what you hear. If you don't like what you hear, listen twice. So the Seven of Wands is feeling defensive. You've got your weapons out and you're prepared for any hits. So Libra is all about being prepared for the next thing that's coming. I'm also seeing the Five of Wands. So Virgo is feeling a little combative, and so is Libra. So that is fighting, arguing, and you hate that. We do have the Moon card. Here's the interesting thing about the Moon card. It's a journey that's necessary. I always say it's coming to America. If you remember how that must have been, what that must have been like back then, is when you have a bunch of people getting on a boat that's a 3 to 6 month journey. You are totally at the mercy of your captain. You're totally at the mercy of the journey itself, and you're not quite sure if the information on the other end is quite accurate. It's been months since you were able to actually hear any good information. So you get on this boat, it's a complete act of faith, right? And you're not sure how it's going to come out on the other end, but you're taking the journey anyway. So that's what I call coming to America, as you literally are going to take this leap of faith right now, and you're trusting that things are going to turn out fine. However, that in no way whatsoever removes the essence and the feeling of fear. So fear is going to happen. I just made a weird noise. Anyways, with this chair. So the moon card is all about fear. So even though we have to take this necessary journey for a new life, a new beginning, we absolutely do have little instances of fear. And so as fear is only distrust, right? If fear is that inability to trust ourselves, inability to trust what's happening or the information that we have. And so as we have fear, we have two choices. We can buy into it and go into scarcity thinking, or we can go into abundance thinking. We come from creativity. So if you look at all these businesses, I mean, luckily I'm working from home anyways, but some of us are getting super creative with our businesses. We're coming from solutions. We're coming from community. We're coming from faith. We're coming from, I got this. Okay, so don't go to fear. It's absolutely okay to be afraid in times of danger, in times of uncertainty, and to process and move through that and just know that it's temporary. We do have a bunch of cards that are coming up here. We have the Six of Pentacles. Now, this might even reference you going to charity or getting help from others or finding that opportunity to be of service to others. And it might also be the fact that you're looking for a little help from others. And that might not be financially. It might not be food or shelter. It might actually be just emotional support that you have that's coming along. We do see the Three of Cups. That's home and family and celebration. So I do see some good things on the rise for you. I do see the Ace of Cups, which are new beginning. Cups is love. I'm also seeing the Four of Wands for you. And the Four of Wands is commitment. You're starting to really see what you're committed to and who's committed to you. However, you have two cards here. One, the Magician. That's all about go time for you. It's time for you to, there's no rehearsal anymore, guys. This is go time. So the Magician is all about like where the rubber meets the road, what is required of you, and actually stepping out and doing it. So that's like simulating a car and actually getting in the car and driving it, okay? We do have the Devil card, and this has showed up for everybody so far. In every single reading so far in the last 2 days, we've had the Devil card. Now, if you look at the Devil card, number one, it's a Capricorn. Okay, no big deal. It's all about the baser nature. It's all about our habits. It's all about, sometimes it can be, if paired with the right cards. However, I'm going to have to look up and see what the Devil card, and might as well, let's do that right now for you guys, because it keeps coming up. Let me make sure I have the Devil card definition here. There you go. So the Devil card represents your shadow or darker side and the negative forces that constrain you and hold you back from being the best version of yourself. So in addition to that, it can definitely, and I always say it has to do with addiction, substances. So in this period of time, it also has a sense of feeling trapped or restricted. So for those of us that are a little bit more hedonistic, we're finding out that we're stuck at home. We don't like it, right? The Devil card also has to do with indications of being obsessive, secretive, impulsive. It can be a sign that you're out of control. So the world is out of control right now. And so as the Devil card is coming into play, I'm going to stop saying that it might be an individual that is showing up with substance abuse or whatever. But I've been saying this over and over and over again, that as we're feeling the Devil card, we're feeling senses of depression, senses of feeling restricted, senses of finding out where our addictions lie. And what I mean by that is, how much screen time are we having? How much are we addicted to fast foods? How much are we addicted to substances? How much are we addicted to other individuals or attention, right? So maybe we're not having the social interaction that we're used to. And so we're starting to learn that we're really addicted to attention. I know some of us, myself included, there were periods in my life where I was definitely addicted to who said what, who gave me attention, how I was feeling about that attention. So the Devil card is showing up in a lot of ways, and it's just asking us to take a really hard look at where we're addicted and what we're addicted to, and are we addicted? I stopped alcohol for a period of time. I'm currently not drinking, but I had an opportunity to look at when, how often, who with, what's driving it. And so this is an opportunity for us to take a good look at our addictions, okay? And it's not a bad thing. And also feeling restricted and depression. So I don't see a lot of depression going on for Libra in general, or hopelessness in general, but I am seeing the Devil card. So let's pull a card for you guys from Divination of the Ancients and see what your message is from the Divine. My dog has got these allergies and is driving me nuts. He's round and round over here. All right, guys, there we go. Guidance. Okay, so you've got the tarot card, literally the card for tarot. And what it references is seek guidance. So if you're feeling a little out of control, ask your expert. I personally have an expert as a business partner. She's amazing. I call her my human computer, because her brain is the most beautiful place. She can figure anything out in an instant for you if you ask her to. So tarot, let's look at what the author is talking about in the Oracle deck for tarot. And it says guidance. The tarot represents a life quest, and receiving this card lets you know that you're being called to your own quest. See, like I said, magician is go time, guys. It's time to leave the comfort of your everyday life and do the unexpected. Don't play it safe. Instead, take up your sword and swashbuckle onward. I hate that they wrote that. Daring to explore every avenue. So what this really means is for you to start looking closely at your decisions and at your choices. This is don't be fooled along the way, for appearances can be deceptive. So instead, trust in the guidance of the tarot, which will map possible pathways for your personal growth and insight, and will point you towards your very own holy grail. Now, what I mean by that, this doesn't mean literally everybody jump out and go get tarot. What it literally means is seek guidance, okay? So if that means, and you got a lot of spirituality cards, Libra, it's time for you to start paying attention to your intuition, seek guidance, ask your guides, ask the people that you trust, look for actual information that can help you. And once armed with this information, go seek this out. You will discover that you didn't imagine that this could be possible. And so I'll show no fear, no doubt, as guidance answers seek me out. Consult I will, the map of tarot, to guide me beyond the straight and narrow. So it literally means seek guidance. So don't make any choices, decisions, sign contracts, or do anything without actually finding some guidance. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to ask someone else, but seek an expert. And that might be, you know, a book, tarot, Google, I don't know. Be careful with the Google, guys. Don't go WebMD and thinking you're going to die. Thank you for hanging out with me. Book your one-on-one for picking apart the little intricacies of your life. Like, subscribe, and share. Come visit me on YouTube. Those of you guys that are out there, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me know how you feel your reading went. Leave a little feedback. Tell me where you are in the world. Tell me what's going on with you, and let's connect. Thank you for hanging out with me, guys, and blessed be